is going on, everybody? It's Satanic Sam back for another video, another race, and I know that Saturdays I've tried to start bringing you guys me doing some sick, nasty drifts and some of the slowest cars possible, or some of the most fun vehicles that I could find. But as of late, I haven't quite been having time. Yeah, I haven't really just had time to play this game, so I can't quite grind up like I need to upgrade my cars. I have certain cars that I want to show you guys some of my drifts, and it takes a lot of in-game money and a lot of mileage points and all that stuff. So I figured I'd bring you guys a custom race instead of a daily race on Saturday. Mount Panorama, very simple track, one of my favorite, and of course going through this race it's gonna be super, of course I'm gonna go from the back to the front because it's a custom race. It's not, no matter how hard I make the AIs in this game, they're not that hard, and that's just how it is. Plus I have more tuning freedom. Oof. And I have the ability to fuck up a lot more. But yeah, it's sometimes it can be a little bit more fun, sometimes it can be a little tedious, but this is just a simple 4-lap race around Mount Panorama, and it's kind of like practice for Mount Panorama for me because I'm not all that good at Mount Panorama. Considering that there is literally no runoff on either end, it's not really a fun track for me to get into. Don't get me wrong, it's a great track and I love the setup. I just also love having space on either end. Like I don't like fucking up and then just running into a wall and ruining everything. I'd rather run off the track a little bit and then try to fix it, if that makes sense, you know? But everybody has their own kind of preference. I know a lot of people that can just destroy me at this track, and if me and one of my friends that can destroy me at this track, if we go to like some place like the Willow Springs, I could just freaking race circles around them and it's no problem. But it's just how it be, how life be sometimes. There's certain tracks that people are good at, certain tracks people are bad at, and that's how most drivers usually are. We all have our own favorite track, like, that's not why. Another thing I kind of want to talk about is very sad days for racing in the Central Valley of California, which is where I live in. For those of you that are confused, I live in, I got taken out kind of, but it was also slightly my fault there. Anyways, but for those of you that are from California and race, you know what the heck I'm talking about possibly. If not, you have no idea and or don't give a shit because it doesn't matter to you. So we had a racetrack close to where I live. I'm from Fresno. Is in the city called Atwater, and Atwater is a great track, great place to race. Not quite like a good place to live necessarily, because it's a pretty ghetto area. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. So is Fresno, and so is most places in California. It's just how it is over here. But Atwater is a place I would not have wanted to grow up necessarily. Like Fresno's really bad, don't get me wrong, but it's big and I have lots of I can make lots of friends, I can talk to lots of people. There's 600,000, possibly even more than 600,000 people here, and that's just, you know, how it is. And I can't, it's weird for me to live in smaller areas. Not that I can't necessarily, but it's not necessarily uncomfortable, it's just weird. But the Atwater track has recently been bought out by a company, and that track pretty soon will no longer exist. In the next couple of weeks, since it's what, December 12th today. At least that's when I'm recording this, which is what I'm posting this coming Saturday. So in what, 2, 3, 4, like 4 days or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm not trying to do math off the top of my head. It's nighttime right now. I'm tired, but yeah. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to be going up to the track and taking out part of the start-finish. And I myself am not gonna own that section of the start-finish line, but a piece of the start-finish line will be gifted to my family, as parts of the Kerman track have been gifted to us. And yeah, it's a sad day for the locals, but it doesn't quite affect everyone else. But it's not that it doesn't necessarily affect other people, it's that other people don't see how it affects them, if that makes sense. This is gonna be really weird to think about, because a lot of people don't like normally take a step back and see the bigger picture. But let me help you guys do that in this sense. Let's take a step back and look at this bigger picture. California is one of the bigger hubs for racing, especially the Central Valley. There's lots of people here, and we like going fast. What can we say? Now, I know that it doesn't really matter to people in Europe. It's never going to matter to people in Europe. Racing in Europe, for some reason, just will not die. And it might be because their economy is doing way better than ours in America, but anyways, I feel that racing is definitely taking a nosedive at the moment, and if you think that it isn't, let me explain why I feel it is. A lot of the tracks out here in California are getting destroyed. And within my lifetime, like I said, we already have parts of the start-finish from a Kerman track that no longer exists. There was some type of factory that got built there. I don't know. I haven't been there since I was like 8 or some shit. It's been a long time. But now that Atwater is going, it's just kind of like racing is starting to take a nosedive, and people will say, oh, well, NASCAR is doing great and Formula 1 has lots of people and they're making a bunch of money. Well, the thing about that is a lot of those guys are really not, by the way, I'm in 4th at the moment. I'm doing really hot, but yeah, a lot of the guys like up in NASCAR and Formula, they aren't kicking money back to clubs, to the little guys that help them out, because as we all know, most racers come from go-karting. Most NASCAR drivers come from go-karting. Most of Formula 1 guys come from go-karting or sprint cars of some kind. And don't get me wrong, sprint car tracks aren't getting destroyed, but you definitely don't see any more sprint car tracks being built. You definitely don't see any more go-kart tracks being built. You just hear about the destruction of tracks at this point. And when I was a very little kid, I raced what was known as kid kart class. And in that class, when I was little, there used to be like 40, 50 kids every race. Well, now there's like 3 kids in kid karts, and that's the ages of 5 to 8 years old. I feel really shitty for shoving that guy out of my way, but I mean, it's a custom race, but you know, whatever. But yeah, it's really like starting to take a nosedive. The bigger guys aren't really kicking money back to us, and that's just how it be. I am out of time for this video. I don't want to sit here and just talk to you guys about this shit all day, cause I could, but I will save this and continue my story with tomorrow's video that I will post, and I will post custom races on Saturdays when I don't have drift trials to post. I have this drift trial to post, but I did not do good in it, and I am not going to show you guys that because that was just garbage. I need to show you guys something good. But anyways, yeah, I'll finish the story off in a daily race, probably just this one right here, because, you know, why the hell not? But, yeah, I guess it's part one of a huge story, right? See you guys, tomorrow. Peace.